Hello viewer, and once again welcome to my 2025 vlogs. This is your man, this is your channel. It's me again, once again at my usual Michorani place. And before I start everything, let me wish you all a happy and a prosperous new year. Today I decided to do a vlog though late in the evening, but we are here at the area where I do dragon fruit farming, and I wanted to show you the progress 8 months after planting the vines. Welcome to oh, good. You can relate on it. With me here are my two people, Wangela and Anthony Wambua. Say hi to viewers. And this is all about learning. This is all about showing you that it's doable. This is all showing you about commitment in farming, because we all need to farm to feed this nation. My theme as I shoot my videos is to indicate to you, or to remind you, my dear viewers, that the economy of our country, and in particular Kenya, depends on agriculture, because agriculture is the backbone of this economy. So however little or however much farming you do, it contributes to some extent in the economy of this country, because by so doing, first, I provide my family with food. Secondly, if it's in excess, my neighbors too. And thirdly, if it's in excess, I mean, if it's a bumper harvest, I take it to the nearest market and feed the nation. So in today's vlog, I welcome you to a review of my dragon fruit farming. I am at the vine. Right now, what we are trying to do is to water and to clear. Ordinarily, like I always say in my previous dragon fruit farming initial steps, dragon fruit is a kind of a cacti. Here it is. It's a cacti, and as such, cactus family don't require a lot of water. But in this regard, at times when the weather is extreme, like it has been lately, where temperatures are soaring up to around 35 degrees at the highest, you need to water it so that it doesn't dry up or get, stanked or stressed, so that you propagate the growth slowly but surely. I will start by showing you this dragon fruit here. This dragon fruit vine is 8 months old. I planted it sometimes in May last year, and we are now in January. Look at how fast it is growing. With proper support, the needles, the attachment, you can see these are the needles, rather the roots, the auxiliary roots, which it takes in air and moisture. Look at how it has supported itself. This is proper dragon fruit vine, and a support, a concrete support. This is a concrete support, and then a round canopy for it to propagate itself and to grow freely. So mine was actually to show you the progress of my dragon fruit farming. A minute, I'll call you back. I'm doing a video. Ngoja nakupigia. So mine was to show you how this thing, if you remember very well, 8 months ago or around 9 months ago, I actually indicated, I showed you when I was planting them at this size. When we were planting them around these poles, these concrete posts, they were this size. These were the seedlings. But now you can see how this, I don't know what is happening to this one, but it will catch up. You can see we've given it water. This one will catch up, it will grow to catch up with the rest. But as it is, by the time we hit 12 months, 12 to 15 months, that is when it starts bearing fruits. This is an 8 to 9 months old dragon fruit. I'm not very sure, but I want to believe that is the period. I'll check with my record. So you need to clear all the weeds around it, give it water. As you can see, we ordinarily add manure. This is manure, cow manure, dry manure, so that it has nutrients sufficient. This is dry manure, so that it has nutrients, for it to grow. And as you can see, it's actually very green. This is how a dragon fruit grows. It's very green because of the nutrients, the manure. We are giving it water because, like I told you, the weather has been very extreme. And it is always good for you to support, to give it water once in a while. Ordinarily, this is a cacti, if I may repeat. It's in the cactus family. You don't need to water it. It's like euphorbia. It's like cactus itself. But this is now a dragon fruit, a form of a cacti. Dragon fruit vine. The vine itself. So this is a water. It's supposed to be grown in dry areas so that it's succulent. It doesn't require a lot of water, because the disadvantage of giving it a lot of water time and again, or watering it like, let's say, twice or thrice or so often, is because it will end up rotting at the base. So you give it water once, that is sufficient. This kind of cactus draws water, through moisture, through its auxiliary roots, which are up here. These are the auxiliary roots which give it water. So when you go around, you'll realize that it has some roots, and these are the roots it uses to absorb moisture. Basically, the word is moisture. So this is a 9 months old, let me put it 9 months old dragon fruit vine, which is coming out very well. As you can see, it has started spreading all around, and all these branches which will bear fruits. On average, in my planting, one concrete pole, which is 4-sided, carries one dragon fruit vine. So here, if we may count, this is 1, 2, 3, and there's a fourth one here. This is the fourth one here. So in this regard, all the 4 go up here and meet at the apex. Then there is this canopy, this metal canopy. I chose to do a metal canopy because dragon fruits take up to around 25 years, the lifespan. So this canopy and this concrete pole will serve me until all the future. So this is the ideal thing. Don't be lied, or rather don't use a wooden post unless it's the treated one. The treated one. But a concrete pole will live as long as you are a dragon fruit farmer. So let me take you around. This is how we tie it. This is how we tie it. You can see I've created a big pan down here for purposes of at times watering. It's supposed to be like that, not very deep. It should be very shallow, because in event of rain, if it rains and it gets water clogged, or rather waterlogged, it will end up rotting the stem. It will end up rotting the stem. So in this regard, let me uproot these weeds so that as we talk it's very clear. So in this regard, we give it water once. By use of common sense. When you realize that the ground in which you've planted your dragon fruit is dry, that is when you give it some water to make sure that you support its growth. So this is equally a 9-month-old dragon fruit vine, and as you can see, it has now started forming, getting the shape of a dragon. You can see it everywhere. It has some nettles here, some thorns, which are very painful, but this is just by nature. This is just to protect itself from probably birds or any creatures which want to hang on it, because as you realize, this thing has a very weak stem. This thing has a very weak stem, but as it is right now, this is proper propagation. You can see the nettles which draw moisture. You can see all along. You can see the way it is glued to the post. But something else which I should tell you is that as it grows, due to its weak stem, you need to support it by tying strings around it so that as it grows. So like in the case of this one, when it grows a bit longer, we'll tie it around there so that it grows in a very straight upward way. It needs to grow in a very upward way. So for you to do that, you have to tie strings along the concrete post. This is yet another 4-sided concrete pillar, and in this 4-sided concrete pillar you will see that I've tied strings all along to support it in as much as it can support itself, but this is just to make sure that it doesn't fall on its way. And as you can see, these are needles. This is what it uses to draw moisture for its growth. This is a semi-arid or even an arid let me adjust the camera a bit. Yeah, as you can see, this is a semi-arid or even an arid area plant. This, if I may repeat, is a cacti, a plant which is acclimatized to dry areas. So like I was telling you, it doesn't require a lot of water. But if you look at the ground where we are standing, it's dry, very dry, and the area is a bit rocky. So we decided to clear the area. I mean, we are weeding with my men here and then giving it a bit of water. If the condition continues that way, we'll be forced to give it water just around 10 liters per plant, or 5 to 10 liters per plant for every 1 month. Because like I'm repeating, a dragon fruit vine doesn't require a lot of water because it's a hardship area fruit. Now come to the leaves. Now for us, where is that clip, my man? Viewers, these are suckers. Here, this, as you can see here, these are suckers which will make this mother branch dormant if we don't trim them. So in this regard, we will trim these suckers, this one and this one, so that we may leave this one up here, so that we may leave, and we use a clip. We use a clip to trim it. And that is what my man Hillary, who takes care of these dragon fruits, is doing. Say hi to my viewers, Hillary.
Hi.
How is everything?
Everything is okay.
Do you think we are succeeding in our dragon fruit farming?
We are doing fine.
Oh, good. So these ones, you may not plant them because these are suckers and they are not too healthy to be transplanted. But you can propagate. So if you get success, if they become successful in the propagation, you can plant these ones. But if they are not, don't worry. These are suckers. This is the right branch which you are supposed to cut to propagate another seedling. Look at the size and its growth. These were suckers which were making now the mother branch get a bit stagnant in growth. So these ones you can actually place. Where is the blue bucket? There it is. Bring the blue bucket. Anthony, how are you? Say hi to viewers.
Hi.
Wanjala, you are well?
Yes.
Say hi to viewers. So carry the bucket so that as we continue showing my viewers on how to trim. This is the bucket where we place all the suckers or even the unwanted parts of the dragon fruit for it to be healthy. So Hillary, remove this one. This is equally a sucker, and this one, so that you leave this one which is healthy. What Hillary is holding is a very important tool to farmers. You may show them. What do you call that thing?
Sakatua.
A sakatua or a clipper.
Or a clipper.
So we are clipping off what we don't want and leaving the best part. So viewer, this is now proper propagation of dragon fruit. When you go back to my videos, my dear viewer, sometimes like 9 months ago from the posting of this video, you will see me planting the seedlings at their very tender age. 9 months down the line, this is the success. So this is very encouraging, and this tells you that nothing is impossible. Impossible is nothing when it comes to farming. You only need to be keen, be a bit resilient, and you'll achieve all what you wanted. So the cost of doing a concrete post like this one is around, when you do it yourself, one D8 steel bar costs around Kenya shillings 700, and it produces around 4 of these concrete pillar. So the rest of the material, if you source it locally, it will be so cheap. So the cost of producing one concrete pillar apart from the welding should be around 200 Kenya shillings. The total cost of cement, the concrete itself, and the sand. So this is doable. What I'm trying to do here is not cost intensive. It is cost effective and it's achievable. So let's continue. Hillary just clipped these ones. For right now, viewer, as you continue watching Hillary clip the unwanted parts, kindly remember to subscribe in order to support this channel, which goes by the name, it's me again, by Elder EM. The voice you are hearing right now is my voice, and I go by the name Elder EM. And I love farming. This is farming at its best, dragon fruit propagation. And as you continue watching, like I'm requesting you, kindly remember to subscribe. Give me that subscription so that we continue growing this channel together. It's all about farming and much more. And as you subscribe, leave any comment, share, press the notification bell so that when I send new videos, you are notified almost immediately. Leave any comment at the comment section below and continue watching my vlogs. Now, let's move on. It's a tour. So Hillary, you may hold the camera. This is yet another pillar. In total, I have around 40 pillars, and I'm making some more. In the next video, I'll show you how to make some concrete pillars for your fencing, for growing of dragon fruits, or even partitioning your farm in the next video after this one. But for this one, I wanted to show you the progress of my dragon fruit vines and how to propagate it. So this is a well-tended, a well-placed dragon fruit plant. As you can see, it has 4 on each side, and this is so that they lie on each side, and this is how we do it. This one, Hillary, needs to be brought here so that it doesn't, as you can see now, it has started coming out. It has started coming out. This one is coming out equally. This one will grow and come out on top. This one you need to tie properly, Hillary, next time. And much more. As you can see, this one is a proper, pure example of what ought to happen. As you can see, it has no suckers. It is very green in color. It has supported itself, clung to the concrete post. And this is a very well propagated dragon fruit. So far, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 branches which are above the canopy. And I want to believe, if you bring the camera this way, this other one here is following suit. There must have been some infection at the bottom. If you can see, the bottom is a bit yellow. Probably there was some hunt or some termite infection. But I want to believe it will survive. This is a very formidable semi-arid area plant. This is an area where I've planted my dragon fruit is an area which I never used due to the nature of the soil. As you can see, there are a lot of stones around here. There are a lot of stones, a lot of marram. It's a very hard area where you can't grow your maize unless a plant like this one. So it has come in so handy. I'm using this area which was initially disused, I used to plant the few mangoes you are seeing near mango trees. These mango trees do very well in some rocky kind of soil. But toa hiyo yote Wanjala, jaribu. Ila mato kwa ujabeba, jaribu toa hiyo yote ndio isituharibie. So we are back at it now. This is what we mean. Actually got a tortoise here, trying to include my farm. This is a tortoise. This is a tortoise. I caught it here at my dragon fruit place, and now I want to tame it. I want to go and domesticate it. I keep it at my place. It's a beautiful thing. It's a wild animal. It's a beautiful thing. I want to keep it at my place. That's a tortoise. It's very destructive when it comes to issues like sweet potatoes, pigeon peas. Is it pigeon peas or the kunde? Kunde inaitwa nini na kizungu? Kunde inaitwa cowpeas. When it comes to cowpeas, this thing is very destructive. It will finish your shamba. So every time you see it, tame it, get it, go cage it somewhere, give it food, feed it from there. I'll get it. That is a tortoise. Show them once more. That's a tortoise. That's a tortoise which I caught stealing at my farm. No, it's okay. Just let's get back to our dragon fruit farming. Now, this is the kind of water you place at every basin. Just minimal water, around 5 to 10 liters. And this will do for the next 1 month unless the weather is so extreme. But as it is, weather is extreme, but we'll do it for, let's say we'll give it and keep observing the state at which they are. But for now, this is proper propagation of dragon fruit. I have, on this side I have 40 pillars, each with 4 dragon fruit, vines. So I have 160, and I have much more in that section of my farm, which I'll show you next time. But for now, we are here. I'm trying to show you how to take care of dragon fruit. So this is a proper propagated dragon fruit vine, taking shape the way it's supposed to be. You'll realize today we are clearing. Hata Wanjala hizi mnatoa hizi wambua mwagilia hapa ndani tu, ni mbolea, ni manure. So this was affected by drought. As you can see down here, this was affected. It's turning yellow. This is lack of nutrients, but we have applied dry cow manure, organic manure, so that we propagate its growth. Then we've given it water, just sufficient water, enough water. You don't drench it. You don't give it too much water. Otherwise you'll cause rot at the root stage. Down there. So I want to believe in the next 1 month, it will have propagated itself and occupied the area where it's supposed to be for it to bear fruits or even to propagate itself properly. So this is proper dragon fruit farming. Just look at, I want you to study and get to see how I'm using simple available material in my farm. That is now, these rocks which I've pointed down there, you may show the viewers, to create now the concrete, the maram itself. Then sand from our local river. This area of Kibwezi and in particular Ukambani, there is a lot of sand, so sand is never a problem when it comes to creating concrete pillars. Now the only other ingredient which you'll have to buy is now the cement itself, and then the steel bar, the metal. So this is Wanjala trying to clear, to make the place look great. Wambua toa zile ziko hapo, zile uchafu ziko hapo zote muweke hapa kwa dragon fruit. And this is yet another, this is an area which I never used to, I plant anything because the soil is rocky. But now, thanks to the introduction of dragon fruit in our country, this is what I'm doing with this area. Toa hiyo yote, ndio imefika mpaka huku, ndio isinyonge. As you grow these things, they need to be properly tended so that they don't compete with weeds. Like I told you, it sources a lot of water through its needles, but down there should not be any competition. It should be left very clean. So if it's water, you just clear so that equally to get rid of any potential diseases and the likes. So this is proper. This is now a flower which is coming out. As you can see, this is almost a flower which is now coming out. This has come of age. I want to believe it's now maturing early. But as you can see, it is properly propagated. Tumeifunga vizuri. These are 4. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one is here, left behind. The fourth one, you may go around. Show my viewers the fourth one. This is the fourth one. I don't know what has affected it, but it is just a shoot. This was the initial seedling, and the shoot has taken a bit of time to grow, but the moment you give it water and it peaks, it will grow, and catch up with the rest. Remember, this plant is here for the next probably 25 years. And a single half kilo fruit of, dragon fruit goes for, on average, Kenya shillings 500. So you can imagine. And a setup like this with 4-sided dragon fruit vines, when it is fully mature and it starts to fruit, it can bear around, at one harvest, around 50 fruits. So this thing is very potential. Dragon fruit is the future. Dragon fruit, besides the beauty and besides using land which you previously never used, is very good for your health. It reduces diseases like blood pressure. It is very good for diabetics, and it can equally prevent diabetes because of the seeds inside the fruit, which are so small, and understand it, they have some medicinal value. You may actually Google the benefits of dragon fruits to your health. This is a wonder fruit. It is very good for digestion because of its high fiber content and much more benefits. So viewer, come along with me. Today, like I told you, don't get bored, continue watching. This is about dragon fruit and how dragon fruit is propagated. So I decided to give you a follow-up to my previous dragon fruit videos when I was planting them when they were of this size. This is now what happens when you are resilient and hardworking like me, and I never say die farmer. Look at this. Hilary, this is some very good propagation. Continue making sure that there are no suckers. Like, come here. The case of this is a sucker. So this one, you may remove this one. As you can see, my viewer, this is a sucker, this one here. So we need to clip it out so that we give this vine space to grow. That is a sucker. You need to remove it so that it doesn't cause any delay in growth of the mother stem. Oh, good. That is how it is clipped. And as you can see, these are now the roots. This thing is glued to this post. You can't even do anything to it. Like I told you, and like I'm explaining, this fruit takes up to around 25 good years harvesting for you to continue harvesting. And you may find out the cost of a dragon fruit in your nearest supermarket. When you go to Naivas here in Kenya, Naivas, all these big supermarkets, you will find them packed. They are ordinarily purple in color, or pinkish if I may say, and they are the best. They are even getting served. They are served these days in airplanes. If you took a flight, an international flight, more than likely, in very good, high standard airlines, you will be served with a dragon fruit. That tells you how important this fruit is and how juicy, succulent, and sweet this fruit is. Now, come along. This is the more reason now, Hilary, why these are 3, Hilary. These are 3. 1, 2, 3. You need a 4th one here, yeah? So there could have been a 4th one here, which ended up drying. But more than likely, from the way it looks, there is nothing. So my good friend here, my agriculture manager, Hilary, will plant one here. He'll replace. Make sure that we replace this one immediately, yeah? We have some at our seedling shed, yeah? So as you can see, the height of the steel bar, I mean the canopy and the concrete, this is the height which you are supposed, because this thing grows to almost this edge, around 5.5 to 6 feet high. Then it starts propagating itself. I mean, now starts going down. When it starts, the leaves start going down, get to know that you're almost nearing flowering. And once it starts flowering, it does it all round. This plant has no season. You cannot say that it will be in January or February. It flowers all around, and it's a very beneficial, it's a plant I would encourage you to grow. It's very easy. If you can't afford a concrete pillar, look for poles or posts or wooden posts which are not affected by termites or ants around your area. More so in this area of Kibwezi, ants are prevalent, so the best thing is to do concrete. But if your pocket can't allow you, please try and look for some kind of hardwood which cannot be eaten by ants, and you'll succeed. Alternatively, instead of using some metal canopy around here, you can use motorcycle used tires. That is what I see some farmers doing. But for me, thank God I could afford the welding of these canopies here. And why I wanted them is not because I had a lot of money to spend, no. It's because I wanted it to last for ages. Like I told you, when this thing propagates itself, you can never change this canopy. This thing has to remain permanent because the lifespan of a dragon fruit vine is 20 to 25 years from the day you planted it. So come along. It's a bit sunny. Cameraman, you may go to that other side. Oh yeah, we've now got the victims here. These are the victims. So through your clip, we are now going to clip this. These are suckers. As you can see, these are suckers. This is the mother branch. So this one, clip this one and clip that one. Or you may leave that other one. No. It will spoil the growth. That is how we clip them, using a clipper or a sakatua. Why we are clipping it off is to let this branch propagate itself properly. And Hillary is doing it very well. That is Hillary doing it very well. No suckers for it to grow. And constantly you have to make sure that you reduce the suckers to a manageable level. So at the base, if I count with you, this is 1, 2, the third one, and the fourth one. This is equally a sucker. You may remove it. This is a suckers. Clip it off, yes, and off to the bucket. Now, viewer, I hope you are learning something. The purpose of my vlogs is to encourage you from wherever you are watching in this world to do farming. Farming is satisfying, farming is friendly, farming is getting in touch with nature. Like I always repeat, God, when we were created by God according to the Holy Book, is that we were placed in a garden of Eden. And He wanted us to be farmers, and that is what I stick to. Of course, I do work. I have a blue-collar job in town, the city near me, but over the weekends, I rush to the farm and do something for this country. So this is now, probably you can actually see the nature, show them the nature of my land, some part of land. This is a dry area which has some acacia trees. You can see dry, thorny acacia tree, and this is an area which you can only look at all these rocks. This is an area which you can only grow, I mean, drought-resistant plants like dragon fruits. And the funny thing, the paradox about creation is that God created everything with something which can adapt to it. So in this regard, this cacti, this plant which is in the cacti family, is very good and adaptive to harsh climatic or other soil conditions. So this is now another dragon fruit vine, and as you can see, it is turning yellow. This shows lack of moisture or water. It is turning yellow, and it equally indicates that there is no enough manure. This is a sucker. Remove this one. Oh no, that is not a sucker. That is not a sucker. That is now. Oh, in fact, the one I thought is a sucker is actually all along coming up very well. So, dear viewer, I hope you are learning something. Let's come this other side. You can see my good friend Wangela clearing. The basin should not be deep because in event of rain, when it gets waterlogged, it will cause the rotting at the base of your vine, and that will be the end of it, in as much as you can replace. But we place some very shallow basin just for a minimal amount of water, so that this thing by itself is a sucker.